Hey, welcome back. September is National Preparedness Month, and as part of KGW's new Keeping You Safe campaign, we want to make sure that you are prepared in the event of an emergency or a disaster. So this morning we've got Dawn Johnson in studio with the Red Cross. Dawn, thank you so much for getting up early to be here with us in studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad you're here because we're talking about a very important component of being prepared, and that is the go bag. I know some people might roll their eyes. People have called me paranoid for having a go bag of my own. So how important is it that you have a go bag, not that you just have a sack with some snacks or something like that?
Exactly. Well, it's so important because the thing about disasters and emergencies is that most of the time we don't know when they're going to happen. So it's really important for you to be prepared for those disasters and emergency before they do happen.
Yeah, and for those of us who do have go bags, people will be running to us, right?
Exactly.
In those emergencies. So on the table here, you have a bunch of stuff. Let's start over here because it feels like people might already have some of this.
Yeah, exactly right. So these are kind of like the basic things that you want to have in a to-go bag when you first start setting that up. So we say a gallon of water per person in your household. And then also non-perishable food items. Now, one thing that people forget sometimes, if you do have canned foods in your go bag, don't forget to have a can opener.
Right.
So, and something actually I didn't bring today, but also utensils, some disposable utensils maybe, so you can actually eat the food items that you have in your go bag would be good.
How much food are you trying to pack here?
Well, when we're talking about a go bag, we say 2 weeks. And why we say that is because it could take that long for emergency responders to actually get to you and to your neighborhood in a disaster like an earthquake, which is something that we do have to be prepared for here. Infrastructure could be down, roads could be damaged. It could take that long for emergency help to get to you.
So 2 weeks worth of food, water for each family member. What do we have on this side over here?
And then also a flashlight is important to have in your go bag, but not just a flashlight, also backup batteries for that flashlight. Basic first aid kit. Is important to have. Some blankets. Now I have a weather blanket here. That's not something you have to have. It would be nice if you're able to get one of those or a couple of those and put them in your go bag, but just a basic blanket, good to have. This is important now with all of our technology. Technology is great, but only if it works. To have a portable charger in your go bag that's charged up is also important.
And I see some other ones, like some games, probably just to make sure that you have something to keep, if you have kids, to keep the kids occupied. A little radio here as well. Definitely things to keep in mind. And quickly before we go, what is one thing that you think people just forget about when they, commonly forgotten about item when they put together their go bags?
Yeah, I think an important thing is if you have any prescription medications or regular over-the-counter prescriptions that you take, to have backups of those in your go bag as well is really important.
Yes.
And also we talked about kids, having some things for them to do. If you have pets, it's important to also put some things in your go bag for your pet as well.
Okay, all good things to remember, especially when you're putting together your very own go bag. Dawn, thank you so much for being in studio today from the Red Cross. If you are wondering how to put together your own go bag, you can visit the Red Cross's website. All you have to do is go to redcross.org. It's under the Get Help kind of tab, and you can see all the things that go into one of those go bags.
Thank you for prodding us, because I need that information.
Okay, as part of KGW's Keeping You Safe campaign, we are talking this morning about September being National Preparedness Month. And in order to be prepared, first step is getting together a go bag. We've got Dawn Johnson in the house this morning from the Red Cross. Dawn, we appreciate you being here, talking about all the things that go into a go bag. I know you had mentioned the food items. These are the kind of the easy things, right? The gallon of water, 1 gallon per
person in your house.
Gotcha. Okay. And then enough food for 2 weeks, you had said, right?
2 weeks, yeah. We say 2 weeks because in a disaster, we never know how long it's going to take emergency responders to get to your house, to your neighborhood. So 2 weeks is a good good place to start.
Gotcha. And I mean, if you are limited on cash, you want to keep things small and basic, these are kind of the basic necessities, the water and the food. But then we've also got some of the other things that you want to include in your go bag too, right?
Yeah, definitely water and food for 2 weeks, like you said. And then some of the other things you want to include: a flashlight, and not just a flashlight, but make sure that you have extra batteries in your go bag for your flashlight. A basic first aid kit, some blankets. I have a thermal blanket here, but really just a couple of, cotton blankets is fine. Technology is nice, but only if it works. So we want to make sure that we have a portable charger in our go bag that's charged, a weather radio, and then also if you have kids in your home, make sure that you put, I have a Go Fish here, a classic, but good. Make sure that you have some activities for them to keep them busy. And then also if you have pets at home, make sure that you have some your food for your pet, some water for your pet as well.
Okay, and we had kind of briefly talked about the things that people tend to forget, one of them being food for the pets, and also, what were you saying, medications?
Yes.
People need to remember that too.
Prescription medications. So if you take prescription medications on a regular basis, make sure you have some backups of those as well in your go bag, or over-the-counter medications that you take. Make sure you have some of those as well. And then also, real quick, if I could mention, a lot of people put canned food in their go bags as part of their go kit. Make sure that you have a can opener. A lot of people forget that. So.
Yes. Okay. Good to remember. Yeah, because you'll definitely have to get in the can in order to eat it.
Exactly.
Plus utensils too, if you want those.
Exactly.
Okay. So these are the things that you want to, at the base level, kind of include in your go kit if a disaster happens, maybe a big earthquake, an emergency. Once you get this go kit prepared, what next?
So once you have a go kit at home, make sure that you prepare a go kit for your car and also at your place of work, because disasters happen, and oftentimes we never know when they are going to happen, especially here in the Northwest. One of the things that we need to be prepared for are earthquakes. So you could be driving into work when that disaster happens. Make sure that you have something in your car as well.
Okay, all good reminders. If you're wanting to get a go bag prepped, if you want to make sure you're prepared, you can get the Red Cross's emergency preparedness app. You can also go to the Red Cross website. There you see it on your screen. Just go to redcross.org. Under the Get Help tab, there is a How to Prepare for Emergencies section. You can find all the information you need there.